Good evening, YouTube Model Railroader fans. I'm Ray, and I'm lost. Or it could be a lost cause. It's Saturday. Sorry, I'm on call. It's Saturday, September the 12th, 2015. This is vlog, I think I'm up to 26. Couple of things going on here. Let me start off with number one. Went out to, it was the first time I've actually made a trip out there in a while, but actually, you know what? Let me back up a second. Because a couple of folks noticed, I know it was Model Railer, I'm going to get that right, Model Railer, John, and there was another fellow, and I can't think of his name off the top of my head, and unfortunately my computer is not up and running, and I can't look at this and do that at the same time, so they brought up something, and I can see it now that I'm actually paying attention to it, and I know why it's doing it, but I don't know how to fix it. I keep looking off stage, and the reason being is because the camera for this thing is on the left of me, and there's a red dot on the right, and I keep focusing on the red dot on the right, and the red dot on the right is the stop and start for the iPad. That's what the problem is. I don't know how to correct it yet. So forgive me if I look like I'm staring off into space. I'm actually not. I actually have this stupid little red dot on the side of the screen, and it's throwing me off. Everything is going this way. I have tunnel vision. I'm sorry. I apologize. But that explains that. So anyway, let me get back to what I was getting ready to start on. Haven't had a good week. That's beside the point. As we all know, yesterday was September the 11th, and I kind of did a thing last week because I knew I was going to be doing this probably after the fact. So, at any rate, I took a road trip this afternoon. As you guys know, I've been working on the YouTube Model Builders Big Build, and of course today, Big Build put out a video, and I actually I have a slight problem. I've already posted 3 videos under part 2, or video, the second video for the YouTube Model Builders Big Build, and total amount of time for that right now is like almost 30 minutes. It's split up into 3 parts. The problem is according to the rules, and of course, like I said, I kind of took them to heart, and I know at one point in time I asked while we were on the live show if it was okay to have multiple parts within the section. At that point in time it was fine. Apparently they decided that it's gotten, I guess for some of us, myself included, that decided that they wanted to go ahead and show every little piece being put together. Well, now they want to scale it back, which is completely fine. So I have to basically blow away three of the 4 videos that I've uploaded, which is fine because guess what? This is basically as far as I've gotten anyways. I know with one of the videos that I actually did show the walls up, actually it was one of the videos I was working on, showed the walls up, but the walls didn't turn out. Which is the reason why I took the road trip today. Because it was funny because Big Bill sent me a text message, but I actually made a stop out to MB Klein. And I know I mentioned it a couple of times before. I actually live literally 10 miles down the road from them. When they were down in the city, Baltimore City, down on Gay Street, it took a little bit longer, and that was a heck of a place to get in and out of. Where they're at now is really easy to get in and out of. I could get in real trouble out there. Not a good thing. So, at any rate, I was having issues with the Big Build, and the reason why I hadn't played with it in a while. And I have been looking around, and Model Railroad Magazine, with their DVDs, actually had shown them putting together a kit and holding walls at a perfect 90-degree angle, and I'm like, I need that. Only because of the fact that when I went to put this thing together, for some reason, when I went and put the walls together, they were separating. So instead of them being perfectly aligned, they were starting to bow in the center. And I wasn't sure why. And I sat there, I fiddled, I played, I messed. nothing I did was working. So, I went out today and I got a thing called Riteway. And what this is, and of course this is the first time I've actually opened it, so you'll have to pardon me. I should have done this beforehand. I'm not going to tell you how much it was because that wouldn't be kind. Of course it's magnetic and there went the staple. Please remove protective film from components before first use. Okay. That's what it says. Hey, dagnabbit, I hate stickers. I really do. They never come apart. Okay. So what this is, if I can get them out, they're magnetic. And as you can see, that there will give you a perfect, hold it up here, Ray. As you can see, these are magnetic, and you can make a perfect 90-degree angle with these things. Now, they had this thing together a minute ago, or I had this together a minute ago. Now it doesn't want to... Oh, there it goes. Okay. Please remove protective... I see the protective film now. Okay. So anyway, these here are magnetic. And hopefully I'll be able to use these. I got to read up on it yet. To actually be able to hold my walls in alignment while I glue them. So we'll see how that works. That'll be a part of the video when I get to that point of doing that. And while I was there, I also picked myself up some more gear lube. So, because I wasn't real happy with that powdered graphite stuff, and I guess that's just a personal preference. But at any rate, so that's the thing. So my plan of attack here, at some point, since I'm on call this weekend, and I actually have to go in for maintenance tomorrow night, I'm planning on trying to get to this and actually use these to do up my walls. And to go ahead and redo the second video for the YouTube Model Builders Big Build. So, you know, it's kind of a downer, but at the same time, I understand, and, you know, the thing of it is, and we've kind of talked about this before, you know, my iPad only does 15-minute videos at most anyways. That's the maximum I can do. So, and I know, you know, talking to Derek and some other folks, I mean, and I've already had the same issue where I've gone in and looked at some of these other videos from some folks that are really long, and it's like, after a while, you're like, oh, what? Oh, I'm sorry. So, you know, trying to keep it at 15 minutes or less, which sounds like an insurance commercial. But trying to keep it at 15 minutes or less is definitely the way to go. So I get it. I understand. But, you know, it is what it is. So I'll go back and put myself back into the frame of things here and try and get this big build done the correct way, and hopefully by the end of the month. But anyway, while I was up at MB Climb, which is another segue here, there is a fellow that actually works up there in the, I guess it's the shipping, receiving, works in the back. There's another funny story to that, but I'm not going to get into that at the moment. But at any rate, I figured, you know, I'm up there at MB Climb. If I walked in there, bought something, walked out, and didn't at least tell him that I was there and mentioned it on Facebook or mentioned it here, he'd probably come back and kick my butt. So, Justin Volker, shout out, sir. Good to meet you, bud. You and I definitely need to hook up and try and do some rail fanning at some point. Don't know when that's going to happen, my friend, but we will get to that point. You know, as I mentioned to Walt World, too, he's only like half hour, 40 minutes away from where I'm at. I told him, you know, look, folks, really, in reality, the bottom line is we're all model railroaders. This is our main focus. Some of us are a lot more, shall I say, artistic with it. Some of us are more mechanically or electrically inclined than others. I'm still very basic. I'm still, just like the rest of us, I'm still learning this thing. You know, being in and out, and in and out, in and out, and taking this thing from the way it was to where it is now. I understand, you know, I still do things that are a lot from back in the 50s. I understand that. I just haven't caught up to everybody else. The thing of it is, though, folks, is we're a community. You're ever down this way, hit me up. Just give me plenty of forewarning so that way I can make sure that things are somewhat working. I don't have anything else going on. But in all seriousness, you know, it was great to meet up with Big Bill and Barry the other week and Phil. Today I got a chance to catch up with Justin. So, you know, well, like I said, we're a community. We've all got something in common. We've got the model railroading. You know, and it's great that we've all got that same mindset. You know, that brings me up to something else. To a point, I feel like a little bit of an idiot. And it's one of those things, I guess, you know, you're your own worst critic. And that's pretty much the way it is. But I went back and I started watching, you know, the night that I was on the YouTube Model Builders Live, which was probably a mistake. But I realized that I got a little overzealous at some points. I kind of made some offhand remarks and some other things that had happened, and you know, the more I went back and watched, I felt really bad for the folks that were on the panel with me, because of the fact that it may not have seemed like I was taking. Trust me, I do take things, but this thing is supposed to be fun, man. I have a blast, so it is who I am. But you know, if I went over the top, I apologize. I'm sorry. But, and, you know, I'll try and tone it down a little bit in the future. But, you know, it is what it is. And, you know, I like I said, I kind of look, like I said, I'm my own worst critic, or we're our own worst critic, so, you know. But like I said, I watched it a couple times, and I'm like, man, what were you thinking, dude? What were you thinking? But, you know, it's, you know, it wasn't anything nasty, but it was just like, you didn't just do that, did you? So, you know, it is what it is, folks. Trying to think if there's anything else that's going on the bench here, but that's basically it. And, you know, I tried something a little different with the last vlog. I'm not going to get into that. So, like I said, hopefully in the next 24 hours or so, 48 hours, I'm going to do some more work on the big build. I'm going to go ahead and scale back those couple of videos that I've got and actually delete them out and put one up that's 10 minutes long, and it'll be it for the middle part. And then, of course, I know we're supposed to do another one once it's done, talking about different things, and I will still do that. This model, and you'll hear more about it when I go over to do the big build. But I'm now up to 13, believe it or not, but I actually got this thing straightened out because I'm not using the videos that I was working on before. I now have, actually, I still have Big Bill's video on here, so it says I'm at 13 minutes. I'm actually probably only at 12 or 11. But since I'm still not 100% sure on that, and I really don't have anything else to ramble on about, that way. See, I can't even turn this thing and have it. I keep wanting to look at the darn dot. I need a different camera. Actually, I've got a digital camera, but it's another story. It actually belongs with my work computer, but I like this because I can do some other I can modify things easier with it than what I could with the movie maker that I had on my computer. So, you know what, folks? It says I'm at 14:30. I still got to go ahead and add my stuff on. So, you all know the deal. Wait for the highball. Green tracks ahead. We'll catch you all next time. Be safe out there, folks.